Hi, my name is Aaron, this is my show, Reeducation, and today I'm going to continue Justin Trudeau Week. Yay! And just like last time, I want to give a quick disclaimer. As I said before, I am neither liberal nor conservative. I am against all unjustified hierarchies. I think that they are all wrong, whether it is from a government or from a business. I think all unjustified hierarchies should be dismantled or questioned. And if they are indeed allowed to continue, then we should continue to question them so long as they are in existence. Now, that being said, let's get started. As I explained the other day, just hours after Justin Trudeau declared a climate emergency, a week after he declared that we were going to ban plastic straws, he decided to push through the Keystone XL pipeline. Yeah, you heard me right. Just hours after he declared a climate emergency, we're pushing through a pipeline that is going to pump a product across the country that is literally attributing to our current demise. Justin Trudeau, in his infinite wisdom, his neoliberal, establishment-loving, status quo continuing wisdom, has decided to take the pipeline that we bought as taxpayers for $4 billion last year and continue the construction of it, destroying wildlife, dismantling ancient native land, and jailing protesters in the process. Oh, and also reappropriating or stealing legal landowners' property so he can run this pipeline across it. As I stated a moment ago, Canada had to fit the bill for the Kinder Morgan pipeline back in 2018. Like I said, for $4.5 billion. That means that the state took control of this business. And when you allow the state to own the means of production, well, I'm pretty sure every single one of you can see problems with that. When you take a private business out of the hands of a private capitalist and you put it into the hands of the state, all you've done is transfer the power from the capitalist to the state. You haven't done anything to enrich the people. The only way to do that is to actually give the business to the people. That's the only way you can do it, through granting the people ownership and control over the means of that production. Right now, as it stands, any profit that's made from that pipeline doesn't go to the people, it goes to the state. And they get to decide how they want to spend that money. And if you honestly think that they're going to reinvest it in things that you want, then you clearly have a very, very strong misunderstanding of how history works. The frustrating part about all of this is it's just a show. It's theater. It's a scam to make people want to vote for Justin Trudeau, just like the plastic straw ban and just like the assault rifle ban that I'm going to be talking about in the next episode of Trudeau Week. All of this is just a way for the neoliberals, for the establishment, to hold on to control. It's a great method in convincing conservatives that they're going to get their jobs back. For those of you who don't know, a little bit of Canadian history, back in 2015, almost all of the oil field industry jobs in Alberta and Saskatchewan were lost because the oil industry collapsed. Like it always does. It's an unstable system. It goes through booms and busts on a frequent basis. It's a yo-yo. It's not something that you want to base a career around. People, for years, worked in the oil industry and of no fault of their own, ended up becoming unemployed, losing everything. They lost their houses, their jobs, all of the material possessions that they acquired through that time of no fault of their own. And they ended up in unemployment lines, hoping, begging that they could get something, anything, to pay the bills. A lot of people like me, people all over the country, had to resort to jobs that were minimum wage, that were basically nothing, go nowhere, dead-end jobs because they had to support their families. They had to pay back their bills. They had to pay back the loans that inevitably came from them losing their shirts. So to quell this, the liberal government somehow assumes, and the conservative government too, somehow assumes that they're going to resurrect a dead, decayed, rotted corpse of an industry back to life so people might be able to survive. And it's a fucking pipe dream. It's something that can't actually come to fruition because this industry is already gone. It's dead. It's no longer in existence. It doesn't have a place in our modern society. What we need to be focusing on is actual solutions, things that actually fix the problem. You want to have jobs? Fantastic. Like I said in the last video, we have a booming industry that we need people working in right now. The new energy sector. We need people right now building nuclear power plants. We need people building solar farms, wind farms, turbines, geothermal plants, electric car manufacturing companies, planting fucking thousands and millions of fucking trees, anything to get us out of the predicament that we're in and not further into it, which is exactly what perpetuating the oil industry is going to do. These people who lost their jobs don't need another job that's going to vanish in a couple of years. They need sustainability. They need something that will actually stick around long enough so they can take that money home to feed their family. And that's not what the liberal government is offering. And that's not what the conservative government is offering either. They're simply offering a solution that perpetuates the status quo. When you have an industry that's so large, so massive as the oil industry, that makes so much money every year and employs so many people, when investors and people in finance and capitalists look at that industry and see that it's being shook up and see that it might go away or be replaced, they will do everything in their power to stop that. And even if this insane idea of a pipeline actually gets through and is built, all it does is eliminate jobs, not create them. Sure, a few people are going to be employed to build the pipe, a few thousand at most, but once the pipe is actually built, it takes less than 100 people to run the damn thing. Of course, you're going to still have people working in extraction and refinement, but you're destroying the trucking industry, the shipping industry, the rail industry, and everything else that goes along with it, like the people who fix the trucks and trains, the people who work on those boats and ships, the people who feed and clothe and shelter, all of those people who would in fact be working in those industries. Now all of those people are unemployed. This doesn't solve the problem. The only thing that solves the problem is an actual solution. One that's based in creating green energy, in creating energy sector jobs that aren't going to be lost in the next 3 to 5 years, the next time the economy decides to go through the fucking floor. And in fact, right now we're sitting on the precipice, on the cusp of another economic collapse, and we're looking at the oil industry as though it's going to somehow save us, and somehow we're going to build enough profit from this crazy, terrible, destructive industry that we can somehow fund green energy? That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest possible plan. We have all of the resources, all of the manpower, all of everything necessary right now to fix the problem that we are currently suffering in. And yet the only thing that's stopping us is people like Justin Trudeau pushing this idea of a pipeline actually solving anything. It doesn't. It just gives people a good feeling that they might actually still have a future. Well, guess what? You would actually have a much stronger future if you actually went in the direction of a real solution and not just compounding the problem. And in Justin Trudeau's case, it's just so he can get more votes, so he can get elected, so he can give his rich friends more money. It's pretty sad when we're selling out the entire earth just so you can continue making more profit. At least that's the way I look at it. If you do get a chance, please check out my Patreon. Every dollar does help fund this show. And tune in next time for more of Justin Trudeau Week, where we talk about the assault rifle ban. I'm already eager to talk about it. Thanks for watching.